Hasbro Beyblades. What is up, guys? LeftBurst here, and today doing another cringy intro, but today we're going to be opening up Wonder Valtryek V4. This is the first Slingshot Hasbro Beyblade that I've unboxed so far, that at least I've gotten. These came out like a really long time ago. I know I'm really late to the Hasbro game or whatever. The new Chosi or Turbo Beyblades for Hasbro came out a few months ago, but for some reason my stores didn't get them to recently, but it's whatever, we finally got them. So yeah, here is the Beyblade right here. It's Wonder Valtryek. And I know Hasbro's been getting a lot of flack for their Turbo Bays, because the thing about the Turbo Bays or the Chosi Bays is their gimmick was that they had metal on them. That was their main gimmick, but when Hasbro like kinda made the Beyblades their own, I guess, they kinda just took away the metal, which took away everything from Chosi. Like, for some reason, they made the Chosi Bays worse than the God Bays, and maybe even worse than the Dual Layer Bays, and it's just like really confusing. But yeah, for all the flack Hasbro's getting, I just want to say that Hasbro's names are on point. Like, Wonder Valtryek, that sounds way cooler than Winning Valkyrie. Winning Valkyrie, not that cool of a name in my opinion. Wonder Valtryek, amazing name. It's just like the God series. God Valkyrie, not that great. Genesis Valtryek, amazing name. Anyway, so yeah, I don't really have too harsh of feelings on Hasbro. I remember back when they first released the dual layers, I was really hard on them. But for some reason, now that everyone's like on the I hate Hasbro bandwagon thing, I'm kind of like on the other side. I'm kind of like, Hasbro isn't that bad. It's kind of weird. I'm a weird boy. Anyway. Let's just get into unboxing this thing. This is Wonder Valtryek right here, the starter version. It's kind of the recolored version. They released the original colors in the starter set. I think I don't have the starter set. I didn't buy the starter set because that thing, I just didn't want to buy it because it was a lot of money and you could just buy the Beyblade right here, and I didn't want the stadium because the stadium looked a bit wonky. Anyway, that's besides the point. Well, I'll talk about the whole Beyblade later. Let's just look at the box. Of course, you have Wonder Valtryek right there, and this mysterious blue Beyblade. I have no idea what that Beyblade is, but it looks pretty cool. I hope Hasbro releases that in the future. Of course, it is an attack type, and look at this Beyblade Burst Turbo logo. I think it looks really cool. It also comes with the new Slingshot Launcher, and I'm excited to see how that works, because it looks really cool, but it might just be the same launcher that Hasbro released before, just like a different version. But it looks really cool. You have to give Hasbro that. And on the back, it just explains all the parts and the new Slingshot gimmick, which I will be talking about later. So yeah, let's just open this thing up. Oh no, I'm trying to, I mean, I don't really need to preserve the box, but I really don't like ripping the box in half because it's just a little cringeworthy for me. Oh my gosh, I just ripped the box in half. I'm cringing so hard. Alright, so yeah, let's just open this thing up. Okay, here is Wonder Valtryek right here. I'm gonna take all the parts out real quick. Okay, oh my goodness, there goes the driver. Okay, so yeah, here are all the parts. Let's look at all the parts individually. Here's the layer, the disc, and of course the driver. We're gonna start with the layer, and here is the layer, Wonder Valtryek. And let me just say, this layer is beautiful, but just feeling it right now, it feels extremely light. This thing is extremely light. And I remember when we first got pictures of the Wonder Valtryek Bay or the Turbo Bays, and everyone was so excited because they were like, oh my gosh, Hasbro, the Beyblades look amazing, I can't wait for them to be released. I remember seeing pictures of this Beyblade and just looking at it and thinking, wow, Hasbro colored the metal blue, that's really cool. That's not really a thing Hasbro would do, so it's kind of suspicious. And then they revealed that the Beyblades wouldn't have metal. I'm like, oh, so that's why the metal seems to be painted, because it's not metal, it's freaking plastic, but it does look really cool. I definitely do like the design choice. This recolor looks really awesome with the black and blue. Also, here is the QR code for anyone who hasn't already scanned it, which chances are this Beyblade's been out for like a month, so you probably already scanned it. So yeah, overall, I think the Beyblade aesthetically looks amazing. I really like this kind of metallic blue. It looks really cool. It kind of gives off the illusion that it's metal, but it's not really metal. And although it's really aesthetically pleasing, it is very light, a very light Beyblade, or a very light layer. Probably gonna do horrible against the actual Takara Tomy Chosi Winning Valkyrie. Also, I do have that Beyblade right here, so I guess we can compare. As you can see, Obviously this is the recolor version, so it's gonna look a bit different, but just holding these things side by side, it definitely feels like this one feels like double as heavy as this one, which is kind of sad. And there's definitely more metal on the Takara Tomy version, which, so if you kind of want a competitive Beyblade, definitely buy the Takara Tomy version. Don't go for the Hasbro version, although the Hasbro version does look very nice. Anyway, another thing I wanted to say is that the Hasbro version, it has normal screws because of course they're just putting plastic on plastic, while with the Takara Tomy one, it has kind of like different types of screws because I guess it takes I guess better screws to drill metal into plastic more solidly, more like I guess more stable or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically the only difference between the two layers. At least the only difference I can see is that the Hasbro one doesn't have metal, the Takara Tomy one does have metal, and also, of course, the teeth and slope. Let me just see how tight the slopes are on this Beyblade. The slopes are pretty good on this Beyblade. Alright, so the slopes aren't that bad. Also, something I noticed on these Hasbro Slingshot Beyblades is that they have kind of slot for a level chip. I'm not sure if Hasbro's gonna release a level chip, but that'd be pretty cool if Hasbro does release a level chip. That'd be amazing. So yeah, overall the layer doesn't seem that competitive, but it looks pretty cool in my opinion. Moving on to the next parts, we have the 12 disc, and of course you probably already know my opinions on the 12 disc. It's literally the worst disc Takara Tomy, and I guess Hasbro now, has ever released. It's a disc that breaks Beyblades, and it's like, and it's horrible. It's like there's nothing good about it. It's a bad disc. I think it's the lightest disc to be released, and it breaks Beyblades. It's just a really bad disc, and Hasbro just released the same thing as Takara Tomy, so like the discs are basically identical, just the Hasbro one is a bit more shiny because it's newer, and yeah, I don't see any difference. I would think that Hasbro would kind of change up the disc a little bit to make it kind of like less sharp so it wouldn't break as much, but to me they kind of seem identical. So yeah, I don't see much of a difference between the discs. Let's move on to the final part. Here is the driver, volcanic, or what does Hasbro call it? They call it, I don't know why Hasbro has these weird code names. It's really weird. They should just call it volcanic, but they call it TA15-S. Is that an S or an A? That's an S. Alright, that's a really weird code name. Anyway, I'm guessing it's like tip attack 15 slingshot mode or something. That'd just be my guess for like what the code name actually stands for. I have no idea what it is. Anyway, so yeah, it's just like the volcanic driver. It has the same shape in the middle, kind of like a star explosion, and it is somewhat free spinning. It seems like it has like kind of like these teeth when you free spin it. Like when you free spin the Takara Tomy one, it's just kind of smooth. Like kind of like that, it's kind of smooth, but this one, it feels like it has these kind of sharp teeth against it. I don't know, it feels kind of strange. Anyway, so yeah, it's basically the same volcanic driver. I'm not sure if, I think the Takara Tomy one might be slightly taller, although you can change it to slingshot mode. Let me try to do that right now. So how you change it to, or the Hasbro driver to slingshot, is you just pull it up, and I think you twist it, maybe? Yeah, there you go, you twist it to the right. So yeah, here it is, the slingshot version, and basically the slingshot version is Hasbro, because I guess they didn't release metal, they made this slingshot gimmick to try to like sell the Beyblades more. So yeah, basically what the slingshot gimmick is it turns every single Beyblade into attack type mode, and there's rails on their stadiums, so the Beyblade will hit the rails and like go crazy in the stadium. Honestly, it's kind of a lame gimmick, I'm not gonna lie, Hasbro, not the best gimmick in the world, and I don't think it's shown too much in the anime. I mean, there's some rail stadium battles in the anime, but there's only like 2 or 3, so basically a gimmick based on like an anime arena that only appeared in like 2 or 3 episodes. So yeah, here is the Beyblade right here. Let me just put it together. Overall, again, the colors look really nice, but I don't think this Beyblade gonna perform that well against the Takara Tomy counterparts. So yeah, let me just, oh yeah, also I forgot to talk about the launcher. Here is the new Slingshot Launcher. It looks really cool. I kind of like the slime green. It looks really bright. I think it looks awesome. So yeah, let me just see how the launcher feels. Let me just put the rip cord in it, and yeah, of course the launcher, it's a left and right launcher, left right, which is kind of cool how Hasbro kind of releases left right launchers. I like that, because like back in the Metal Fight days, you kind of only had a left launcher and then you had a right launcher, and they never released it together. But now Hasbro's like, you know what, we're just gonna give them LR light launchers, which Takeratomi doesn't even do. Takeratomi gives us the crappy proto launchers. I'm sorry if you guys think crappy's a bad word. I don't think it's a bad word, but it might be a bad word to you guys, so I apologize if that's profanity or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, let me just see how this launcher feels. Alright, so it feels like I'm going to talk about the grip real quick. The grip actually feels really nice. It feels really good gripping it like this, but the launching, it feels like a normal Hasbro launcher. Let me just put on Beyblade to see how it feels, alright? Ready? Oh wait, I put it on left spin, I don't know why. Alright, so let me put it on right spin, and let me see how the launcher feels. Give me a second. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Shoot. Alright, that's not a bad launcher. This launcher actually feels pretty good. It reminds me of an upgrade version of the Hasbro God Series launcher. Anyway, so, yeah, that was my unboxing of Wonder Valtryek V4. I'll probably do a battle against it, of course, Takeratomi's counterpart, winning Valkyrie. So yeah, if you guys are looking forward to that video, leave a like. I have a bunch of Hasbro Beyblades I need to unbox, so I'll probably do those videos later in the future. Maybe I'll do like a huge video between like Hasbro and Takeratomi, or maybe I'll just do like one video between these two. I don't know, we'll see in the future. So yeah, remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. LeftBurst out.